내니 자사가 쇼근르진 정나 다 파르체와도 베나 드니 롭마 데라 라미 망거 nguchu시 드니 다 릉거 르바 ngu송니 난자가 릉거 셈게 데니 데 nguzen 송디 드니 다 상튼 빌글라양 다리 롭마 조라토바 하장 몽보즈도 당상 드니 상튼 바청거 추고 갑나 송원지 남터차가나 송원지 드니 다 조칭게 있나 야 조칭거 갑나 데리 망거 르반 응ום 촌 송네 zonte 그 뇽몽바 탐청 양스 쪼르네 드니 다리가 다 조라토바 데모 다리 하장 몽즈도 송원지 드니 망거 원도시나 야 회나 갸나거 다직 상튼 바츠 남터라 데니 키롱디 츠오 다리 상위 고그네 드니 지 다탑 라당 만자 다리 회나 다직 측 다리 측 지근이래 초강래 초강인제 견란다 되는 nga스레 제견한다 다 때라서바 그 측가랭가레 다트블라 때네 랑 샘그 ngozen거 연제 되네 조바 첨부 원더시나야 지 남카 강레 제견한다 거기나 히르도 가론도 제레 제견한다 다 때스타비 다리가 망 하장 스탑 데보즈가 때니다나 그 샘기 ngo도 ngozen서 다 다리 추니가 그럽나 약송원데.
In terms of the similarities, it's interesting to take note of the fact that both traditions of Dzogchen Chenpo and Chen which will actually emphasize the Upadesha instructions that have been passed on from the masters of the lineage, which emphasize the means through which to identify mind's nature, to recognize this intrinsic nature of the mind. And so according to the contemplative system of the Chun, then that would mean many methods that are part of that transmission that's been passed down. And we know this because of reading the biographies of the masters and studying how it is that they transmitted the teachings for introducing mind's nature directly. And in Dzogchen Chenpo, it's also very similar. So these are two important similarities. The introduction of mind's nature so that a disciple knows basically how to meditate upon that. For example, in Dzogchen Chenpo, bringing it to the point where the disciple is able to release all conceptuality into basic space so that they then can attain liberation. So from the perspective of the Upadesha, transmission instructions for pointing out mind's nature, in the Chen tradition, then that may be by using few words, which are referred to as koans, such as, who are you? The disciple asks the student, and the student asks, who am I? And there is a process of investigation, which is highly simplified but pithy, in few words, little rhetoric. In Dzogchen, we would find similar ways of introducing where is the mind's nature in space, or gaze at the crystal to see mind's nature. What can be seen? These kinds of questions are asked when the pointing out instructions are given. Now these are very applicable methods which allow a disciple to be introduced to their mind's nature in a direct way.
다 있나요? 근데 따위 지금 ngocho korkor다나 대전도는 지금 망가 korkor도서 드니 ngocho 랑커 그 짐직바 스토케와 단 대초가 드니 랑커 그 회창가리라 때이다나 또 고알랭게다나 담네 다리가 지금 다 랑거 다리가 지금 나토고 파 샤파 잡지기나 다 추가 땅제긴데 제 남반 가리가 다 된다 짐직시 뇽뇽네 메네 메시다나 shirna nyamlin bir kor ke chunda dana tani jimjik bir kor ke chu gellam lam de dariga parchir ji khakana ra ji mandawan ru chang ro yo re de ni na de ni nga chu mao ne kamna chu de la jimjik shwe ge de ni na shirna chum thombo nyamlin gande jimjik shwe na de ji gyonchen zi dana de jin de jimjik shwe na jimjik tani htang 다 푸르더 용전을 티모 네테나 요노마르 산 견진 마인데지 상와 형오지기도 흑상을 고지 되나 직대라 균주요 되는 그 닭상을 고야 있는 말이다. 있나요? 단디 망거 되니 단 로스탕 로도 이하즈 마고네 존테 맞수 땅성 그 다리가 지 롭자와 그 다리 롭마 초다나 게르근 소고 거나 조바 침보라 짐직신가 하장 망보요너다. 있나요? 그런 준 로스탕을 뜨가 되니 조바 침보 망거 땅 찌다 아진다 보발라 하장 다른 특ran 보요 그래.
So then, this manner of introducing mind's nature through the transmission of the Upadesha, or pith pointing out instructions. Now, when the intellectuals review this process, that is to say, those who are mainly studying the scriptures from an intellectual perspective, because they're using the conceptual mind to do so, then it can't be said that the depth of that spiritual transmission, that the pith point of that spiritual transmission is going to be understood by them because of using a different approach. You see, because there are two different ways to transmit the Dharma, from the point of view of contemplative inner realization and from the point of view of analytical mental development. And so, because these two approaches are so different, this has to be taken into consideration. And that's why in the future, if only the analytical process of mental development is applied to the study of the profound scriptures in these two lineages, then it's hard to say if that intellectual pursuit is going to even approach the depth of that study. And also, because it's not because the lineage is faulted in any way at all, but according to the secret essence teachings, they need to be kept secret or unexposed for certain reasons, not because they are faulted. It's a self-contained secret, which is what is meant by that an intellectual pursuit cannot possibly hope to even approach the inner understanding or realization of the depth of these doctrines.
근데 로르지 원더신이나 네 상담 받아는 되니 다 오진나던 거 var때 되니 소파양 침보 쇼용노래 다 다리 보진나던 거나 되니 다 다리 사미그 소파지기 단 나오는 거 땅아 짝지가네 사미그 소파지기 디모용 쇼용노래 Timur shung nyong jido ta parchir ndana chir nambang gare tari tanghong ka lorji jimjikshi ba po yinga yaga. Tayini na tani xuo tari ndi sanktan ba ga tani hashang mahaya na zi jindo tani tanghong ka sacha. Ta tanghong da hadana gansu ka tangsang sacha zira. Tan di sacha ka yongni tari lokon da tani ngama taga ta woyira yara yongwe tani lo parchir lo pshikchik yarmar kan sama. Ta lorji ka zikchur mandrawa mambo yaga dana. Yinaya parchir lop chikchi yarmara tani chuk song nareze. Ta chuk song di tani nga tsu wayar kaya tani gomba innan draga, tani trawa innan draga, tani ta mrtya phumo tsu mambo zikane tela gasa towe tani tsoma ga tani chuk te tari nyamsa lang nareze.
And I forgot to mention from the last statement that these days there's a tendency for teachers, professors, and also students to study these profound scriptures from an analytical perspective, and so that's why I made my point, that pursuit would keep them far away from understanding the pith point of what those scriptures are actually teaching. Now, there is also the well-known, what is referred to as the Samye debate that occurred between the Chun tradition and Buddhism, as it were. I know that many of you have been studying this in terms of studying the Dunhuang manuscripts, and so you know the history well about the arrival of Hashang Mahayana in Tibet, and there are many assertions about what happened during that debate, which is a study in and of itself, but that Hashang Mahayana stayed in Tibet for some 11 years and taught. During that time, many of the monastics, monks and nuns, and also the lay people took a great interest to want to follow his teachings.
이나야 지마 전에 다 워이어 그다 마하야나 그 공거 또그추 타커금 냠버 조거스톤스 베르나타리 그튼 가루 드브나양 드브나레 니마 워저 드브존데 튼 노부 드브나양 드브존데 대당 다와짱 그 츠가루 존나양 단다레 춘호 존나양 단다레 척마브론 존데 대인디 가루 동 노호 그 게와당 드화 그 레카 츠터 레나야 네일 그 돈토고 텔라 드브나레네 타커 냠스 조건레 제이다나다 추테 타르페시네레 다 추대 달per시 지론디 데네 오간쟁가 다 근족거 게와 회나다리 그지 초드메 야람 초게다 시험차게다나 대진다나 다지 게와 접교고 게위 무보 몽즈다 데네 다 메트 송제 다 티네르금나 데네 담바 쪼바jan데 게르네나 데네 야거거 다리가 로건 진보 까마샬라 어단장에 데네 냠다 다리 쪼바시이다나 다테 즈흐출 모요인데다 강스타리야나 데네 존테 다리 하상 마야나 데네 다 강정거 종거 다리가 늑트 메데네 양다리가 따땅 홍거 쇼스 하르 총아제고.
And so, as the story goes, while this Chinese master Hashang Mahayana was teaching, propagating his doctrine in Tibet during that time, he would teach about the Mahayana aspect of contemplative meditation, where one just simply rests in mind's nature without any other elaborations, which would cover that nature, like the way that a cloud covering, whether they're white or dark, are still both covering the sky. And that means obscurity. And so whether virtue or non-virtue is being accumulated, then it's irrelevant in terms of the fact that it's covering that nature, that capacity to just rest directly in the nature as it is. And so any kind of relative virtuous pursuit in a spiritual direction would be discouraged by him, such as presenting offerings, such as making prostrations, and the accumulation of various types of virtue. Like, for example, if a white dog were to bite you in the leg or a black dog were to bite you in the leg, the blood is still going to be red. And so, in hearing these teachings, it came so that the practice of virtuous accumulations began to diminish. And it was around that time that the great Indian master Kamalashila was invited to Tibet to debate him. And so in the course of that debate, and there are many different assertions about exactly what came down, it seems that Hashang Mahayana was defeated and he was exiled from Tibet.
Hashang Mahayana gyanaga shirashondi kongo lam kaida dari woyerga laksonga zechuronje. Tene tangsang keban garega zena ta nyamawa dang karjit bagan tene jogum konakzu har jere gomdug jo ndokzo shekendege tena Hashang Mahayani dari ham kaida nyamawa dang karjit baga tene dari ta sravlangdege zeitanam kebalala timogo nyamsir kirkacha sonore kantar이 나가 bordo사도 다리 다모 콩다리 지마양 그 다 클리 감거나 저런데 차르디다 양 싫어 총아제이다 제트론제 다뜨디 양 다리 하미즈드 다리 코네 함카이드 그 arkangi hami inroa kzenre ta sanktam da zo ji dathap ke na da kantar yang jagara shira sone na da janaga shira sone na da tham khai da chi dari konin jog ndu jizgin zi ti temjer nge shigame.
And when Hashang Mahayana returned to China, as the story goes, he left one sandal behind. And there are many who said then that this established, since before he left this one shoe or sandal was left behind, this made the interdependency for the Nyingma and the Kargyu lineages to have and to emphasize contemplative placement in mind's nature. And that this was similar to what happened with Bodhidharma, who ended up dying in China, but that later it was when they unearthed his coffin, they found that there was but one sandal in the coffin, and another master had encountered him wearing just one sandal in another place. And so, whatever the case may be, if it was setting forth the interdependency for that to occur, that the Nyingma and the Kargyu would emphasize that contemplative aspect of practice or not, these are some of the notions that are present even today.
다 상품 받수 체남반다나 자나가 대 상품 받수 최년기요 내타 shirna kunga chumta wangdo shena jikchir wazi da rimgi wazi ni yonzhe. Dende da jikchir wazi da kunga sangtum bi chuga nangna shena chula dari ga jikchir da rimgi yawa she mes. Yena yang gansag la dari ga jikchir wazi da rimgi wazi yawa she yo. Dene da rimgi wazi dari wangbo terwo yin. Jikchir wazi wangbo numbo yin dokso wangzhe. Da to yindi ngune ga jiga chagi woyir ga togmar dari kusung shperin zhogdi wado jikchir wechu. 타거가 그 하는 적도는 막도 되면 개와 강양 먹주세기 띠 발치 추 연사래 다 땅상 야능나 있나야 토마 인내나 개와 드가 찌엄 없음 배나 타거가 주방가래게는 적돈제기래 따뜨이나 왕보 하정 랍 드니 다 왕보 농보 디모 왕도 시나 추데 프로듀션 바래 레타나 왕보 럼기와다나 왕보 뜨르고 다 땡자위 강사가 있나 때 하정다리 닝카치위 다 랑전적 송원제.
And also for the Chen Buddhism, the contemplative meditators, then there are two aspects to the philosophy or the tenet, and that involves two types of acumens in terms of individuals who practice. Those who are referred to as the instantanealists and the gradualists, the Chikcharwa and the Rimgipa. Those who instantaneously realize, those who gradually develop. Now, these two distinctions are not found in the doctrine, but the distinctions are applied, not found in the doctrine or present in terms of the perspective of the teaching, but apply according to the acumens of the individuals. And so it's from that perspective that individuals are considered to have keen faculties, then they would be the instantanealists, or those who instantly realize that they have this capacity. And those who are considered to be more dull would be the ones who must gradually develop, or the gradualists. And so in Tibet it seems that initially most of the practitioners fell into this first category of being the instantanealists. This is also true even these days in China. There are many who are still teaching that from beginningless time, one only needs to instantaneously realize, wake up to, or awaken this innate nature in order to be set free. But if you take this capacity for those of keenest acumen and you compare that to those who are more dull and incapable of accomplishing in this way, then it becomes very treacherous for those who are gradual developers. It becomes a dangerous path because they're incapable of accomplishing this.
상తం 바게 추. 너 드네 오늘 다 럼기 와가 왕도 시에 나 당상양 저 따집 체완 저 송어래. 당상양 따집 체와 저 송어래. 더 있나 단데 nga마 언납친 산게 이시 ngoror mo chega lobma chimbo jimba nirngi yajir ta khongo sangton mugdun zerwazig ta tari sonje dan de pe hajang tari ga charchinje ndi nangna tari chongo parchir ta lego ger yarmari yo sare di nang lego ta jiba ndo soyinna tari sangton baga tani rimgiwi lamdo shat tani leger ngabi nerkamna jikchirwi lamdo shat tani 다 직바다 덤바 심마츠나나 데네 싱가기 이스코르다나 Dzogchen 이스코르 다테소 rimgi 다리 송온제 단 더츠나가 다리가 짐무 따지즈이나 파르치르는 것도 당상 잔제르거나 상tâm 바다 다 다리 싱가기 있는 거요 지 셔저군 응원주 쇼스 또바 다 도쇼거이나 친 토사가 다리가 Now also in
terms of the doctrine of the Zen or the Chen Buddhists, these days, interestingly, the gradualist tradition has become quite widespread. And that's due to the fairly recent discovery of Nupchen Sangye Yeshe's text, who is one of the famed 25 disciples of Guru Rinpoche, the Sumden Mikdren, in 8 chapters. And in this text, the 4th chapter deals with the subject of the gradualist approach. The 5th chapter deals with the subject of the instantanealist approach. The 7th also deals with, the 5th, the instantanealist approach. The 6th and 7th chapters deal with the subjects of mantra and Dzogchen Ati Yoga. And so, in terms of that, then this contemplative tradition is really emphasizing the pith points of the higher preliminary studies and practices. And so it is something that really is surpassing just sutra development.
단디 원드시나 ngatu 강정금 개바 탐측거는 네 상점 바다 Dzogchen 만자제 송원제 그러나 금킨 직면랑바 공개양 송원제 도접친거 양 송원제 드니 딸이 다 지문 펀은 뭐치 공개양这个니바占매 하상了lang통 서비 참매배 천원 도진 기나르네 떡송원제 치르제니나 공국송지의 다 상동 검교대란 조금 셋금즈단 조금들 거스 다 토만 있네 말은 적동게지 있네나 대다리가 다 하신 걸 그랬어 다 하신 걸 늑대라 드니 lang통 극사라 드니 랑아 저니 코나 막독제면 디 샘기 ngô 쩌다진 시키거 드니 lang통 그러나 lang통즈기도 다 지름 보체가 랑름 침부갑나요 저네다 lang통 송원제 금친 침보가 샘령 알수갑나요 저네다 lang통 종지르도 다리가 송원제 다 띠다비 lang통의 매총의 종때 드니 다 거나 초능을 dom하상는데 막독제면 그거 단 데프테니 그거 타라다 탐진기 믿고만 도고나 하장가가 제이다 다 거바요 뭐 송원제.
And so what that means is that if you compare this with the sutra studies, then this falls more into the category of mantras approach. And so that could be called the ultimate teaching for sutra, which means it is a presentation that's going into the category of mantra. Now, many of the Tibetan scholars also have mentioned that there are not just only these similarities that I've brought up, but that there are grave differences, which point to the fact that Dzogchen and Hashang Mahayana are not the same at all. For example, some of those great masters who have made these claims are Jigme Lingpa, Dodip Chen, Ju Mipam Rinpoche. Ju Mipam Rinpoche mentioned in his Ngeshi Rinpoche, quote, "The second is the tradition of Hashang, involving non-thought. Lacking Vipassana's clarity, remaining like that is like a rock stuck at the bottom of the ocean." And so, when he makes reference to the second, there are the two categories of meditation, analytical meditation and placement meditation. And so this placement meditation, the second, is the tradition of Hashang, involving non-thought, and lacking Vipassana's clarity. So reference to that means that Hashang basically taught only shamatha meditation, without emphasizing penetrative insight or true seeing, which is the Vipassana complement to that accomplishment of peaceful abiding, shamatha, tranquil stillness. And so, therefore, without any vipassana or penetrative insight clarity, then just remaining in peaceful abiding is like a rock stuck at the bottom of the ocean. The time for liberation will never occur. Now, Je Tsongkhapa, he also taught that one must practice both in a state of non-duality. Also, the great omniscient Longchenpa and his Semning Arsal, resting the mind in comfort and ease, he taught the same. And so the points that they were making are based on the fact that if one's just going to rest in tranquil stillness, there will be no capacity to actually achieve the state of liberation from the confusion of cyclic existence. And so they refute the system altogether based on that premise.